right, let's see if we can get the computer up. Okay, good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday, February 11th, 2025. It's now 10 a.m. We're here for the regular session of Hunt County Commissioners Court. At this time, I'll call the meeting to order and ask Commissioner Smith to lead us in prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance to our flags. Please stand.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for the day. We thank you for the opportunity together to conduct business in a great nation, with a great state, and a great county that wishes to do only the right by the guidance that you've given. We ask your blessing, your guidance, your concern that be spread over all the work that we do today, that be done in your will. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Thank you, everyone. Today we have Commissioner Hutchins, Monroe, Smith, and Harrison present. I'm Judge Stovall presiding over the meeting today. Commissioners, you have the minutes from January 28, 2025 regular session. Entertain a motion for approval.
So move.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. This time we'll have public testimony. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes and should conduct themselves in a civil manner. The Commissioners Court cannot take action on items not listed on the agenda in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act. Concerns will be addressed by county staff. They may be placed on a future agenda or addressed by some of the course of response. We have anybody? No. Does anybody wish to speak today? If not, I'll close the public testimony. No old business. Commissioners, we have the new business. We have a consent calendar, and we've got one change on item 3. Continuing education should have been for 2024, not 2023. So I'd entertain a motion for approval of the consent calendar with the change of the date of 2024 in place of 2023 in item 3.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. At B, action items, approval of accounts payable.
Make a motion to approve accounts payable.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Approval of line item transfers.
Make a motion to approve line item transfers.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Approval of budget amendments.
Make a motion to approve budget amendments.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Approval of payroll and personnel.
Make a motion to approve payroll and personnel.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item 1, proclamation for Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month for February 2025. Does anybody want to speak before we read the proclamation, or would y'all like to read the proclamation? Either way.
Good morning. Thank you for having us. I'm Kristen with Women in Need, and we are the domestic violence nonprofit in Hunt County, Rains, and Rockwall County. February is Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month, and so I just want to thank you guys for honoring that. I've also brought with me my Director of Communications and Outreach, Tiffany Storm, and she is open to reading the proclamation if you would like.
Okay, that'd be great. If you want to read it, that'd be perfect. Oh, I thought y'all had one. Sorry.
Whereas teen dating violence is defined as physical, sexual, psychological, or emotional abuse within a dating relationship among adolescents. And whereas teen dating violence may occur in person, on social media, online, or through other electronic communication, taking forms such as verbal or physical abuse, cyber stalking, non-consensual distribution of intimate images, or other technology-facilitated acts. And whereas, according to the National Coalition Against Teen Dating Violence, 1 in 10 high school students have experienced physical violence from a dating partner in the last year. Each year, nearly 1.5 million high school students in the United States are physically abused by a dating partner. College campuses report even more alarming statistics, with 43% of college women reporting violent or abusive behaviors from their partner, and 1 in 5 women being sexually assaulted during their college tenure. And whereas teen dating violence affects individuals of all genders and does not discriminate based on race, ethnicity, socioeconomic status, sexual orientation, or background, underscoring the need for comprehensive awareness and education efforts. And whereas organizations like Women in Need take a stand against all forms of violence and are proud to provide programs in the local school to educate teens about healthy relationships, red flags of abuse, and the risks associated with teen dating violence, helping to empower young people with knowledge and tools to foster safety and respect in relationships. And whereas educating teens about healthy relationships, domestic violence, sexual assault, dating violence, cyberbullying, and stalking, as well as modeling and promoting healthy behaviors within dating relationships, are key strategies to help mitigate teen dating violence in our society. And whereas fostering an understanding of the real consequences of violent behaviors among teens can help reduce the prevalence of teen dating violence and contribute to healthier future relationships and marriages. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Hunt County Commissioners Court do hereby proclaim the month of February as Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month. In the County of Hunt, we call upon all citizens to help raise awareness about teen dating violence in our community and to support organizations that aim to eradicate this crime and assist those affected and work together to create a safer future for all teens. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you for what y'all do. Y'all do wonderful work, and I hate you have to do it, but it's great we have people that do it, so I appreciate it. We will. Let us get this approved, and we'll do it. Commissioners, I entertain a motion for approval of this.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Let's do a photo op, please. Oh, we got it, okay. Short folks will get here in front. Okay, action item 2, discuss the entering into a memorandum of understanding and MOU between Celeste Independent School District, a Texas Public School District and Hunt County Sheriff's Office regarding overlapping jurisdictions and cooperation. Daniel?
All right, this is a memorandum of understanding between the Sheriff's Office and the Celeste ISD Police Department. There's been a lot of legal changes related to ISD police departments and school resource officers in the wake of the Uvalde shooting. There are requirements now that any of the ISDs that operate within the county have to have an MOU similar to this with the Sheriff's Office. This was already approved and came through court, had a unanimous approval. Then it was rejected by TCOL because it didn't have language basically allowing the Celeste ISD to use Hunt County's radio signals. We already made that agreement. It was just in a separate document, obviously. I mean, everybody knows that we're going to let them use the sheriff's radio stations. We spent millions of dollars putting those radio systems together. But TCOL wanted that in there, so we're having to bring that back. And then Sheriff's Office also took this opportunity to put in some additional regulatory items related to criminal information through the NCIC, which is the National Crime Information Center. All of that information has to be kept strictly confidential, and the Sheriff's Office can get in trouble if people we give it to use it in the wrong way. And so that's been added as well. Otherwise, this is basically just an overlapping jurisdiction agreement that makes all of the agreements between the chief criminal enforcement group and this not a subordinate group, but a separate group, makes all of their agreements with each other about what happens within that jurisdiction clear.
Okay. Commissioners, any questions?
Just one, Daniel, the change that we made going back, will that trigger TCOL in any way to go back and?
No, it's, I don't know, Buddy, if you want to talk about that. It is just a recitation of what the rules already are.
Okay.
Yes, TCOL has established regulations on what it takes to establish a police department, a completely new police department. And Celeste ISD will have to resubmit this interlocal agreement, MOU, that with your approval for consideration to see if they can have a police department within their school district.
Because all the TLIT stuff and the NCIC, that's he was asking if that's going to have any impact with TCOL's approval.
Yes, that was one of the recommendations that TCOL made, that we include that also.
All right, thank you.
So Celeste doesn't already have a resource officer? Is that?
Celeste had a resource officer that was an employee of the Celeste Police Department. So Celeste ISD is wanting to create their own police department.
Gotcha.
And that same person that was there last year will probably have a position with the police department if approved.
Okay, so they're creating their department at the same time we're making this MOU, is that right, or they already created theirs? Part of it. It's part of it, okay.
Part of it.
Right, any other questions? Entertain a motion for approval?
So moved. Second.
And a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item number 3, discuss and approve award to selected engineering, architectural, surveying services providers for grant pre-application, application, project implementation for Hunt County's 25-26 Texas Community Development Block Grant Fund program funded and administered by the Texas Department of Agriculture. We had put out an RFQ, and we had 4 responders. We appointed a committee of Commissioner Harrison, Commissioner Monroe, and Chris Kilmer to review those qualifications and scoring sheets provided to us by GrantWorks. And the results were TRC engineers scored 300, MTG scored 300, Schonberger and Polk scored 280, and Dunaway scored 258. So their 2 high scores are tied, and Steve, you and David were on the committee. You have a preference or a motion of approval for one of these?
Well, obviously, we didn't want it to come down to a tie.
No, I understand.
It just shows that both of them has good qualities and what we're looking for. Just my personal preference, just because I know we've done some work with MTG. We're kind of familiar with them and they're familiar with us. And we know the work that they've done before on other projects. My recommendation would go to MTG.
David, you're on that, is,
I'm in the same like mind to that. We've done, both of them scored, like 300.
Right.
They wouldn't have done that, but that's the way it came out. And then I second that, or feel the same way Steve does about MTG, since we've done business with them before. And I mean, they scored the same, but we've had kind of a relationship with them. So
Right.
That's who I'd probably recommend.
any commissioners, y'all have any other comments?
Just a question, in the scoring, was it weighted or was everything even? Was the management piece weighted heavier than an execution piece? I mean, the various pieces, just curious if they differed significantly in any of the areas that were scored.
Not between, from what Jess has on the score sheets, between MTG and TRC, they're neck and neck.
So regardless of the topic, so pretty much
I
scored the
think,
same?
I think 300 was the most you could give. They
Okay,
had to score the same all the way through.
right, yeah.
So it balanced out.
They were both excellent, apparently, is what they're saying.
The questions on those, on that survey was like, do they finish the contract in a timely manner? Are they professional? Just questions of that nature. So
Used to these type of block grants dealing with the federal government on the distribution of it and stuff like that.
Okay.
So the public knows, go ahead.
Do we have any prior relationship with TRC, or have we worked with them before on anything?
No, I don't know anything. They're from,
They're out of Arlington.
yeah, they're out of the
I think
Metroplex.
Mark's where they're from, Metroplex area.
Yeah.
like I say, they seem like a straight-up company. Obviously, they scored the same as MTG, but. being
They're both good
we have a
companies.
Relationship with MTG is kind of, that's why I would recommend them.
So the public knows, what we're doing is, we sought to get on the list to apply for this grant, from the Texas Department of Agriculture for $750,000 we can do it for road improvements, drainage improvements, and other things like that in underserved areas, which I'm not sure what that definition totally is yet, but we'll have to, this is a process we're starting to learn. We've done these in the past for rural water districts, and we never knew until we got GrantWorks that we could actually apply for it for ourselves. So this year, since we've done so many in the past through the water districts, we're looking at trying to do one project for ourselves to see if we can improve a situation for our taxpayers. All right, well, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the award to MTG.
I'll second.
Got a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item number 4, discussion and exchange building lease. Commissioner, I just want to keep discussing it until we kind of come up with some direction in how we want to look at it going forward. I did talk to the tenant of, which is the COG, last week, and they already had agreed to give us to the end of March because they already decided they needed more time to get out. So what we approved last week, or last meeting, to have them pay through March is perfectly fine. We're good. I got an email from late last night that I saw this morning and didn't really have time to deal with it before I came over, that they're wanting to keep the 3rd floor through April, and they wanted to pay a pro rata rent. And I replied to them I'd have to get the lease to see how that was even done. I don't remember how the lease was done. So I don't know, Daniel, do you have any recollection of how we did that?
I don't think that they were separated in the lease.
That's what I was thinking, it's just
There was
total.
a pro rata. I don't think it's called out proactively. It's something that have to come back to court for approval.
Would we be able to figure that out, I guess? Is that all?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, well, that came up, and of course, again, I asked last time for y'all to be thinking about whether or not y'all want to have discussions about occupying it. We have use for the building, certainly with some of our prosecutors' offices, or we could lease it to a third party, or we could entertain looking at selling the building if we wanted to. I will tell y'all that this past week, I have a tenant in a building that's lease is coming up in March, and they asked me to extend it one more year. They've been there 8 years now, and they wanted one more year, and I asked them why. And they said because they're about to outgrow my building, and they also have a office in Quinlan, and they're trying to combine them two, and they need a much larger space. Well, I don't know how much they got in Quinlan, but my location has 3,500 feet in it. So if they have much room down there, I told them we might be open to leasing it to them. They're a home health care group. So there are people out there that want to lease it that aren't government entities, that might be wanting to lease it. So we might have that opportunity if we choose to. So we have a little time between now and March, but we need to be coming up with, maybe have a special session or something just to talk about it and see what we want to do and get some direction. And y'all may want to go over and look at the facilities on the floors, this second and third floors. Probably need to check with Jessica and let us call them and make sure they're okay with us coming over. But we can probably set that, maybe have we can post a workshop, and then we can leave here and go over and look at it as a group, can't we?
Yeah, or you can do, I mean, you don't even have to post a workshop here. You can put out a notice of potential forum for that meeting specifically.
At-
Just can't talk about anything else like that.
At that building, at that address?
That's right.
Okay,
And the public would be allowed to attend that.
okay. All right, so we can look at that here in the future, so just be thinking about it so we can get some direction and keep it kind of moving along so we can make a decision, and if, whether we're going to try to occupy it or lease it at least, or sell it, any of those things, we need to get started on making some movement forward.
Hey, Judge, I know you made reference to it last time, so forgive the new guy for catching up here, but so what was the compelling need for the DA?
They're out of space,
You're just.
and so is the county attorney.
Okay.
The DA's out of space. They're having to double up in some offices with some responsibilities. The one big one is we're required by law now to have a victim's advocate, which they have now hired. And during a trial, we're supposed to have a room for the victim to be able to come in a relaxed atmosphere and have a place to sit and relax while the trial's going on, so they can be asked questions or have information brought to them, but they may or may not be able to sit in the hearing. They have to use somebody's office, or they have to make a shift to get that done, and so we need to get that room for them. That's one pressing issue, but all the other offices are crowded, and they really don't have a conference room.
Thank you.
And so they've been wanting to move for a couple of years to somewhere else. They are adjoined by the layout has them next to the county attorney, which is crowded with space. But where they adjoin, there's a door between them, so it'd be real easy to let one of them flow into the other one and get enough space for the other one. So if we moved one of them, the DA's only one is asked to move. County attorney is not. Of course, we got a new county attorney, so I didn't even talk to him yet, but the old county attorney never asked for any more space.
Okay.
There might be room for both of them over there. I don't think so, because the second floor is pretty good size. It's probably 4,000, 5,000 feet. The third floor is much smaller.
Okay.
Okay. All right, action item 5. The request for permission to do work in the county right-of-way along County Road 1003. Encore will be installing a single-phase overhead distribution line 45 foot across County Road 1003 and install a pole approximately 1 foot inside the southern right-of-way of County Road 1103 under normal stipulations in Precinct 1.
Motion, we approve this under normal stipulations.
Second.
Got a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries.
Hey, Judge,
Yes, sir?
on 6, that 2154,
Huh.
it says precinct 2, but it's actually in precinct 1. since the boundary changed.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, action item 6, the request for permission to do work within the county right-of-way along County Road 2154. Encore will be installing 2 utility poles at workstations 2 and 4 and removing a fuse on workstation under normal stipulations in precinct 1.
Make a motion to approve this under usual stipulations.
Second.
Got a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item number 7, the request to construct electrical power distribution facilities which will be in the right-of-way of County Road 2260 under normal stipulations in precinct 2.
Make a motion, we approve this construction under normal stipulation.
Second.
Got a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item number 8, the request to construct electrical power distribution facilities which will be in the right-of-way of County Road 2422 under normal stipulations in precinct 2.
Make a motion, we approve this construction under normal stipulation.
Got a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item 9, a variance request for road frontage in precinct 3. Brian, you want to brief us?
Okay, this is they've requested a variance on road frontage. And what it is, as you can see in the letter from Ms. Bryant, the requester, she's wanting to purchase some property from a friend, and they don't quite have the required road frontage. There's 8.5 acres total. She is proposing to buy 6 acres, which would require 275 feet of road frontage. That would leave a 2.5 acre tract, which would require 200 feet of road frontage. They'd need 475 feet, but they only have 285 feet available. Now, this is on FM 2101, about 1,000 feet north of FM 1564 there in Wheeland. So, they've got a pretty significant deficit, but she is here to speak for, and request from y'all. If y'all have any questions, those are the pertinent details on it, though.
Is this family to family or anything like that?
No, sir.
What is the precedence for doing this? Is there a precedence?
Not one.
No.
Yes.
She's proposing she's wanting to create an equestrian center to do work with veterans. So she's going to need access. She's going to need potentially first responder access as well.
What about the driveway situation? They're not probably ever in another culvert driveway.
TxDOT may not. They have pretty strict requirements. There is, whenever we were speaking, she'd proposed maybe doing a shared driveway entrance, doing one driveway that would access the equestrian center and access the existing homeowner's property. There's nothing saying that they can't share a driveway, as long as everybody's covered with potential for putting in access if they don't share. But
Brian, as you were going through the numbers there real quick, it was over 100-foot gap, right?
almost 200. At 190-foot deficit is what they're looking at here.
And what we'd be creating is a flag lot, Commissioner, and we don't allow flag lots in our subdivision rules. That's become such a hot topic that is at the legislature right now to
That's right.
to make those illegal, totally illegal, everywhere, not just because we got them in our subdivision regulation.
And she does have a potential to possibly purchase the remaining track in the future. Of course, that's just a potential. There's nothing set in stone. There's nothing saying that it's hers for sure. But at any rate, that's the situation. She's here to answer any questions and about her project or her.
Brian, you want to come forward? If you've got any questions or whatever, you can please.
I'm a little short, sorry. Good morning. My name is Florence Bryant. I am in the process of getting my master's degree in ag science. I want to do equine therapy with soldiers with PTSD. I also served 20 years in the Army, and I've known 43 veterans that have committed suicide due to PTSD. So in the process of getting my master's, I'm doing my thesis study on equine therapy with soldiers with PTSD. So I ran the numbers for Hunt County, and there are 6,602 disabled veterans in Hunt County alone. Of them, 6.41% are in poverty level as of it stands, and I pulled those numbers strictly from the census. And with those, the age ranges from 18 all the way to 75 plus of those 6,602 veterans. And my goal is to ensure that there are less suicide due to PTSD, and I want to create a facility to endure that and do equine therapy with soldiers with PTSD. I still have the backing of my commanders and such to gain personnel to assist, but I have an outline of the facility and the things that I will be doing with the infrastructure itself to create this.
Are you aware there's another group out there doing the same thing, I believe?
Yes, there, as I pulled, there's a facility at Glen Oaks that does that at the arena there.
There's another group too, but they work with Glen Oaks too.
Yes, sir, and I've been to that facility because also I'm a veteran that has gone through equine therapy myself, and that the company that deals with Glen Oaks itself, they also, it's a small group facility that I think that I can expand their numbers due to my my education itself. And so I can bring cohesion throughout Hunt County to allow the numbers to expand. To
I
lessen the
applaud
numbers of
what you're trying to
PTSD.
do. I'm very much in favor of helping the veterans, but this is a difficult track to make that happen on. It creates potentially more problems than you're trying to help, because these flag lots, the reason they're so dangerous is the roads don't end up being maintained. They're not wide enough for a driveway. If you have an emergency out there, a lot of these turn out to be where we can't get to you. We can't get to the emergency. So it's a health issue for us, health and safety issue for us, not to have these long skinny driveways going back into a bigger facility, because we can't control them to be maintained, and it's really dangerous.
Yes, sir.
And so we don't allow it to happen in our rules, but, we can grant a variance as you're requesting. But to my knowledge, we've never approved one for a flag lot, because they're just we have too many out there already that are creating too many problems all the time for us. So we're trying to eliminate those problems, not try to add to them.
If we could shorten somehow that distance, that 195 feet, if we could shorten that somehow, it would be a lot easier to take in. I'm a veteran as well. I've worked
Yes, sir.
22-a-day bracelet.
Yes, sir.
I'm fully behind what you're trying to do, but at the same time, we've got to protect the county as well. And if we let somebody do it, then it's just a snowball effect. So if there's some way to try to make this work.
I have the homeowner here too, the home and landowner here, so that we are able to manipulate and do anything that we need to do to allow that to happen, so that we can make the whole mission happen alone.
So Brian, is there any math, so to speak, of how this could be done with the way they are looking at splitting the lots in any way that could get us close enough to make this a legitimate conversation?
So if they did if they cut the 2.5 acre tract down to 2 acres or less, the requirement would drop to 150 feet for them. That would get their requirement down to 425 as opposed to 475.
It's still 160 feet off.
Still working with 285 feet.
Yeah.
Brian, they'd have to they could build a private road, but that's quite an undertaking.
They could potentially build a private road. Of course, that requires a 60-foot wide right-of-way, 28-foot wide paved surface.
Hard surface.
Engineering, drainage, utility extension, and the like.
Ms. Combs, have you considered any other options beyond this location?
No, sir, not at this moment. No, sir, the opportunity arose, and I've known Mr. Kimmons and the family since I was 7, and I'm 42 now, so it arose, and so it was something, I've already got my bachelor's in ag science, major equine studies, and I'm getting my master's now. So it was something that was brought to my attention, and it was an opportunity that I could take, so I decided that, that's something that I wanted to do.
First of all, thank you for your service. Very admirable what you're trying to do. Certainly want to find a way to do that. I don't know if this particular application is it, but certainly want to try and find a way to help achieve the dream, because the dream's important. I just recently, as a new commissioner, was able to go to some training. And actually, in one of the split-out sessions, one of the major topics was flag lots. About, I'll repeat the judges, that they are not something that works. They have long-term, negative consequences, and that the state legislature is in the process of trying to write those out. So I do understand the comments that are being made. So I think that's, and based on the size of the variance here, I think is what makes it difficult for the court to look at, okay, is the variance small enough to consider? I think is really what the gap is. It's too large a variance.
Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay,
That's
thank
it.
you.
Ms. Combs, if you don't mind staying around afterwards for a moment, I'd be happy to speak with you.
All right, commissioners.
I believe based on where we're at with the variance, this is not something.
No motion.
No motion.
I'll entertain a motion for approval.
Okay. So,
Being none,
so being from precinct 3, represent, we would motion to approve this.
okay. All right, we got a motion to approve it. Any seconds? Motion dies for lack of a second. And I'm sorry, it's just a difficult situation for us. And again, I do applaud what you're doing, and I thank you for your service. All right, item number 10, the replat of Lot 4C of Wagner subdivision in Precinct 1. Brian?
Okay. This is a replat up in Wagner on a private road, already platted, developed. There's a house on Lot 4C R2. That's why they've kind of got the odd line, the odd lot line between the two lots. Everything meets county requirements on it. It's a little ugly, but it meets requirements.
Are they going to change that PR 1169 to private road? Have you talked to them about that?
I will, when I request the hard copy, the final copy, then I'll have them spell out.
We'll make it in the motion. Commissioners, on the drawing, it says PR 1169, but over in their notes, it talks about private road, but it doesn't call it private, doesn't ever distinguish PR, and I'm afraid the public or future purchaser might not understand that. So I wanted some kind of footnote or another note or change the PR to private road so that everybody understands that. Because in the past, PR had also been public roads
Yes.
and not private roads. So I want to make sure we get a clear distinction on that, so any purchaser out there will understand what they're dealing with. So I'd entertain a motion for approval of this with the condition that the engineer change the PR 1169 to private road 1169 on the plat.
So moved?
Got a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Just 1 second.
Public hearing, thank you, replat. This time I'll open it up to a public hearing. Anybody wish to speak for or against this, please come forward, state your name and address. Being none, I'll close the public hearing. Now then, I'll go back and entertain a motion for approval,
Subject to the
subject to the private road 1169.
So moved.
Got a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. My first mistake of the day. Won't be, maybe it'd be the second already. Number 11, final plat of Martin Addition in Precinct 1.
All right, pretty simple, two-lot plat, and actually, the property owners have a house on Lot 1, and they are selling the house, downsizing a little bit, and gonna do a new house on Lot 2. So, for ease of moving forward, they went ahead and opted to plat them out and get both lots to where they meet county spec.
Right-of-way's all been cleared and dedications there, everything's ready. Commissioner, you got any questions? Entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Got a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item 12, final plat for Pruitt Express in Precinct 2.
This one is kind of there's one oddity about this, and if you'll notice on the plat, it calls two county road numbers. It calls County Road 2246 as well as County Road 2241. The road that it is on is actually County Road 2241. By address, by signage, by everything except by the Hunt County CAD map and the Google Maps. So the surveyor opted to put both road numbers on it for
Some reason.
for some reason, to cover both bases. Well, it's County Road 2241. 2246 is actually on the other side of a creek. And for a little history, 2241 used to run all the way through. Bridge washed out, so they renamed the west side of it 2246. This is on the east side, that's still 2241, but somewhere in translation, the map road number got changed as well all the way through, so.
Court actually took action on that and changed the number on it.
Yes, there's actually court action.
2011 or something?
Right.
February 28, 2011, the court took action to change the numbers. So they're official numbers. So we don't need but the one number on there.
So we only
which
need
one is the official number for this?
2241 is the official number.
I think that's all it needs to say then.
Yeah.
I'm going to have the surveyor change that on the final copy.
You can send
So I'm
him,
going to contact
send him,
and get them to.
send him all the minutes and show that court took action.
I'll send the minutes over and make sure that everybody's got the information they need so that we can get those maps cleaned up.
Okay. Anything else? Any comments, questions? Entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second?
Got a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item 13, the final plat of Pennington Acres in Precinct 3.
Simple two-lot plat, meets all county requirements.
Right-of-way's all been cleared.
Right-of-way's cleared, road is wider than some of the highways around.
Oh, I know why. Okay. All right, any questions? Entertain a motion for approval.
Motion to approve final Pennington.
Second.
Got a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Is anything else before the court today? Daniel, we need to go to executive session.
Yes.
Okay. Entertain a motion to go into executive session under items 1 and 2. Go into executive session. Need a
So
motion? Thank you.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? We're adjourned at 10:44.
We're allowed, Judge.
All right, we're back in regular session at 11:56. Is there anything else before the court today? Any comments? Not, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We're adjourned at 11:56. Thank y'all and have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.